shoe, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, you know what it is. It's Fight Night Fridays, and it's Get Back Day. So this is the day, if you got your butt whipped last week, get back in it and get back to it. Now, I'm going to give you some information on how to join the Discord. We will have a permanent link in the description of the video. So you'll be able to click that link, jump on, and have fun. Remember, when you go to the new channel, that is Frontline Gaming Streams. FGS, if you like. Make sure you sub over there as well. Now, Activision purchase hasn't helped Xbox Game Pass, a report claims. And this report came out earlier this week, right? And I didn't report on it because somebody explained to me, King, don't worry. I got information for you that's going to make everybody that put this out look stupid. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because at the end of the day, individuals are outside, reporting the news. Well, King, this information is like a smear campaign on Xbox. Haven't you noticed? I'm like, what are you talking about? Anytime there's a show, good, positive Xbox news, there's a smear campaign to bring it down, to distract from the actual good news. I said, seriously? He said, check it out. And I did my research and I was like, wow, that's serious. I said, man, you just got to start documenting these instances when this stuff is happening. But Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard hasn't helped it grow Xbox Game Pass or gaming business in general, according to a new report from The Information. The Information. That's wild. The growth from the acquisitions has yet to hit what Microsoft was hoping for when it made a $69 billion purchase. The Information claims that Microsoft was hoping that the purchase will help convince more players to sign up to their service, as well as push more studios to releasing their games on a subscription-based platform. Instead, the sources say that several leading game studios resisted Microsoft's pitch that they should put their game titles in Game Pass in exchange for fees that Microsoft offers to pay for gaming studios. Denny Fish, a portfolio manager who oversees funds including reportedly $800 million of Microsoft stock, told the outlet, Activision has been disappointing. Microsoft had targeted reaching 100 million subscribers by 2030. As of February 2024, there were 34 million. We are now a whole year later from what this thing is alluding to. And that within itself should be a red flag. But to hell with red flags. Let's keep going. Microsoft had targeted the 100 million to reach by 2030. Now, this led to Game Pass growth being dropped as a metrics that determines CEO Satya Nadell's pay at Microsoft. That is such BS, but come on. Meanwhile, the company raised its prices while introducing a new tier Game Pass standard, which took away day one releases from console subscribers unless they upgraded to Game Pass Ultimate. Game Pass Ultimate was always the money play. This is non-factual. And reading this article, there's glaring flaws that indicate as such. But Game Pass Ultimate was always the play. Push you up to the higher tier. That's what any subscription service worth its weight in salt is ultimately supposed to do. Offer you the lower base option that doesn't give you all the premium functions of the higher tier, so that way you see the benefit of the higher tier. Because if all tiers was created equal, what's the sense of having tiers to begin with? In addition, Microsoft expected more studios publishers to rent as their cloud servers for their games. It said that Activision is still using Google Cloud and Amazon Web Service for server rentals, along with primarily relying on its own service for development. Categorically incorrect. Yo, this thing has so many flaws. Insider Gaming has reached out to Microsoft regarding this report, and should a response of any kind be received, it will be added to the story. Microsoft is scheduled to announce its O2 earnings for the fiscal year of 2025 on January 29th. What do you think that Activision, okay, blah, 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 bling, bling, bling. And then along came a spider. Exclusive, Microsoft Activision denied reports regarding financial performance. On Wednesday, a report from the information claimed that Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard hasn't resulted in the growth that the company expected with Xbox business at this point. This is starting off kind of scary. The report quotes, and it's paywalled, right? So an analyst put this up, but he puts it behind a paywall. So in order for you to access it, you have to pay. The portfolio manager, Danny Fish. Danny, you're in trouble, Mr. Fish. I smell something, and it might be Danny. Smells a little fishy here. As saying Activision has been disappointing for the company overall revenue. After reaching out to Activision and Microsoft for comment, the representatives from both companies not only said that the information's report wasn't accurate through omission and is misrepresenting the business, but provided context to show how the company has performed since the purchase along with the state of Microsoft Gaming. It is the last 4 earning reports. Microsoft has reported revenue increases regularly for Xbox content and services. Going back to quarter 2, fiscal year of 2024, Xbox content services revenue increased by 61%, driven by 55 points of net impact from Activision acquisition. For the next quarter, the revenue reportedly increased by a substantial 62%, with 61% attributed to Activision. So listen, you stack those. That's not stagnant. All right. So initially, the report was giving that it was 61%. The next time for that next quarter, it increased by another 62%. Okay. So right now we're looking at 123% of growth. For quarter 4, 2024, it was up another 61% with 58 points. Now we're climbing into, oh my God, I can't believe this is true territory. With a net impact of the purchase. Lastly, quarter 1 of fiscal year 2025 saw the revenue increase by 61% with 53% coming from Activision Blizzard. Listen to me, and when I'm telling you, the level of growth that they've seen from this is giving Microsoft and Xbox the flexibility and the ability to do what they want with Game Pass, and also at the same time relying heavily on their own IPs and not worrying about going out to offer companies, hey man, we need your game to put inside Game Pass to make our games relevant. If you notice, Game Pass hasn't been really seeking out a bunch of established IPs. You know, they get them here and there, but the whole goal was to rely on self. When you rely on self, you take your financial budget and reinvest it back into your own IP, stuff that you already own. So if you already own these titles, you don't have to go out and purchase or rent titles inside your ecosystem. All you do is just place your own titles. So that budget that you have to go out and get games remains static in the sense that it's not being touched, so that you can go out and get other games if necessary for your service. Breaking the numbers down, Activision has accounted for over 85% of each quarter's revenue increase. It also shows that over the last 3 quarters, a slight steady growth outside of Activision impact from a low of 1 point to 8 points of fiscal quarter year 2025. What's more, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella alluded to purchase benefit during the company's quarter 1 fiscal year 2025 earning call last October about the acquisition and gaming growth. We set a new record for monthly active users in the quarter as more players than ever play our games across devices on the Xbox platform. He said while saying the business is positioned for long-term growth. Now, if the person that was in question that said that Xbox was going to get out and they had to invest and all this other stuff, you heard all this hyperbole, and now you got a chance to hear the actual facts. You realize that there's a hidden agenda across multiple outlets to smear Microsoft's name, to smear Xbox as a brand, and to give false information in order to push a narrative and a story that bolsters and also bolsters the opposition while also hurting Microsoft and Xbox in regard. So regarding the Xbox Game Pass, Nadella said the service will set a record for no number of Game Pass subscriptions on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launch day. He added that the service set a new first quarter record for total revenue and average revenue per subscriber. So what that means is, first, remember when I told you that number was at like 51, 52? Well, we're looking at those numbers, right? And then you're saying those additional people, plus the people that was there, purchased more in-game content when it came to it. Black Ops does make sense. Moving on to suggestion from the report that the 2021 Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said that the company could wind down its game business entirely. The company flat out denies that, said that was bogus, that was BS. Whoever's reporting that is not telling you the truth. They point to the comments made around the time when Nadella was expressing Microsoft is all in on gaming. They close by saying that the engagement on the Xbox platform is at an all-time high. Now listen, he said on the Xbox platforms, that's PC and Xbox, right? But at this time, everything is an Xbox. So your engagement level from televisions to handhelds to other consoles is at an all-time. Microsoft has never been in a greater position to dominate and destroy the industry. Well, I think destroy is a little bit of me leaning into this too much. But dominate is definitely what it is. Microsoft is going to facilitate growth. They're going to usher in change. They're going to teach you how to do this, son. They're going to run it up on these bums. Now, remember, I said hashtag no PlayStation 6. And I'm standing on that business because I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And the fact of the matter is, you can keep telling me that Xbox is dead. But all I keep hearing is Altered Beast, rise from your grave. And he becomes a bigger, stronger, more capable animal to tear into the competition to teach them a lesson. They close by saying the engagement is on an all-time high. Microsoft says there are well over 500 million monthly players, and over the last year, we've seen a consistent growth in monthly active users on cloud. Regarding the report's claim of Azure's cloud service and Activision deal not being a catalyst to get other studios to release their games on Game Pass, the Insider Gaming was told that the information reports conflates an opinion that developers are scared to profit loss with the fact that the business is already set up to pay developers upfront if that's their choice and how they want to structure their deal. So when they come inside, there's no 360 deal. You have flexibility to move how you want to move. You can get the money up front or you can get the money in the back end. A lot of dudes don't understand how business is done. Or you can get a portion of the two. You can get some upfront money and then you can get back end money. So a lot of times some dudes want to get paid from the back end. Some dudes want to get paid up front so they can take care of costs going forward. And they do have a long roadmap and DLC package that they're looking for. I'm telling you, Microsoft is scheduled to announce its O2 earnings for the fiscal year of 2025 in January 29. This is about to get spicy. And I told you, the king will keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do. We're going to run it up on these bumps. Now I'm going to show you what's the difference between Microsoft and Xbox, and y'all tell me if y'all smell a rat. The list of canceled PlayStation games roughly from the past year from my man Concord, canceled. Unannounced God of War game, canceled. The Last of Us multiplayer, canceled. Spider-Man 2 multiplayer, canceled. Ben Studios multiplayer, canceled. Twisted Metal, Fire Sprite, canceled. London Studios co-op game, studio closed, game canceled. Remember, Fire Sprite is canceled. They're done. Deviation Games multiplayer, game canceled. Deviation Games, deviated. Pause. Payback, third-person Destiny spinoff from Bungie, canceled. These are the games that have been canceled by this studio, by Sony, by these dudes that tell you that business can be no healthier. But I beg to differ. I tell you that they are in a dire strait. Right now, the problem is we know that if you listen to Yoshida the other day, he told you, PlayStation fans, you need to buy more single-player games. Because if you did, we wouldn't be getting all the remakes and rehashes. But it's a sad state that y'all will continue to suffer this. But what is more glaring and more concerning, people are more worried about stuff that is fake and fabricated about the Xbox platform opposed to what is truly going on over at Sony. Sony Interactive Entertainment canceled live service games from the Blue Point Games and Ben Studios. Blue Point Games project was reportedly a God of War title. Sony Interactive has canceled 2 previously unannounced live service games from Demon's Souls remake studio Blue Point Games and Days Gone developer Ben Studios, according to Bloomberg Report. On Blue Sky, Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier said that the Blue Point Games project was a live service God of War game which it could be working on since finishing support of God of War Ragnarok in 2020. It is currently unclear what the studio is now working on. A spokesman for Sony Interactive Entertainment confirmed that the cancellations, stating that the 2 games were canceled following recent review, reiterating that the PlayStation manufacturer will continue to make both single-player and online games. Ben Studios and Blue Point are highly accomplished teams who are valued members of the PlayStation Studio family and will working closely with each studio to determine what are the next projects, the spokesman said. The spokesman did not say whether the cancellations will lead to job cuts, but in a memo, the staff reviewed Bloomberg that the company said it is working closely with Ben Studios and Blue Point to determine what are the next projects and the plan to do everything that they can do to ensure that there's minimum business impact. So they didn't tell you that they weren't going to close them up. What they told you is they're going to hope that there will be minimal business impact, which stand for, hold on, wait a second, let me see who didn't pull their weight and whose fault this is. Because regardless to what, there's research and development that goes into these games. These games are being developed in the back end in the background, and resources and money is being spent. Regardless to what, people have to get paid. Regardless to what, service and stuff like that has to be paid. Regardless to what, all the resources that you use, the resources that you use in this time when you're manufacturing and you're coming to developing this game, time, energy, and money is being used. And that costs people. So at the end of the day, Sony has put out money, but did not, I repeat, did not bring any games to the plate. Sony has no games. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do. We're going to run it up on this bums. Never in the history of PlayStation dumb have we ever seen anything like this. We have seen an unmitigated disaster, and PlayStation is falling by the wayside. If you, true believer, believe in what I say, I'm Mr. 98% right all the time. And I'm going to tell you, I don't take this lightly. But what I do know, and I do understand is, no longer will this continue to go on. PlayStation must stand up and stand on its own. And all these dudes that's doing nefarious stuff in the background with this smear campaign has to end. Soon, PlayStation will be just what I said, an app. They need help. They need a sponsor. They need a sugar daddy, because right now, they're going down bad. Well, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for being here. So like I told you before, I'm going to show you exactly how to join the Discord. And remember, there's a forever link up there. So if you want to be part of the conversation, come in, join in the games tonight. Tonight's Fright Night Fridays. I just dropped you a little bit of information because I'm sick and tired of every time Xbox has good news, there's always bad news following. 9 times out of 10, that news is fabricated, misrepresented, and disingenuous. But then you have the PlayStation talking heads that will continue to push narratives that are not true. Listen, I'm not going to tell you who to follow. I'm not going to tell you what to follow. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to follow somebody that's 98% right all the time, follow me. If you want to follow somebody that's not going to sit there and worrying about another man, follow me. If you want to mess with somebody that is Xbox positive, follow me. Now, a lot of times I give Sony the smoke. Rightfully so. They should get it. Because when you're doing piss poor work like they're doing, then you should just be on top of them. Pause. But at the end of the day, you're going to tell me these guys are going to say they sold X amount of consoles and they had Game of the Year, King. They can't be doing too bad. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and piss on your parade. They had Game of the Year. I want you to look at exactly what that means, though. That was the lowest selling Game of the Year that has ever been. All right? A divisive game, to say the least. I'm championed it. I love Astrobot. I'm not going to hold you. I mean, I was the one that was championing it from the beginning. But there's too much cap and too much lies that's going on. Not too many people playing games, too many people talking about games. So if you want to change the conversation, join in Frontline Gaming Streams. That, the link is in the description. Okay, a lot of you guys ask me how to get to the Discord. You go to Lords of Gaming Network. And then you go to King's Frontline Gamers. You see? Right there. You click it, you join in, and you show up. And when I'm on live, when I'm streaming, you can jump in. Fight Night Fridays. You can jump in. All you need is Discord. Not private, dude. Like, hey, he has to be private. Nah, that's not the case, bro. It's worth it. Damn, man. I almost had Venom out, but Squirrel Girl saved his behind. Yo, Squirrel Girl is rough, boy. She put hands on him.
Second chance is over. Please receive healing. Thank you very much.
All right, that's it. Penny time. No, don't worry about it. Stay who you are. Stay who you are. And you can join the Discord and have fun and come out and hang out with us. Well, I'm going to throw that logo around Fight Night Gaming Streams, like Frontline Gaming Streams. Well, Fight Night is going down. But not too much people talked about the fact that Marvel Rivals is keeping a consistent over 500,000 gamers daily in rotation on all major platforms. They got me. Let me know if they got you. Try to play the Game Pass.